999,998, 999,999, 1 million. Morning workout complete.
Nah, bro, let this kid retire already. What's good, guys? Kel here. So I'm sure most of you guys have seen a bunch of videos about Ryan's World. It's pretty much this toy channel where the kid's parents are milking him for clout, and there's just been a ton of drama surrounding this whole thing because Ryan is growing up and just doesn't seem to be that interested in doing toy reviews anymore. I mean, it's pretty understandable, which is why I never really made a video talking about it. That is, until now. Because a couple days ago, things have been taking a turn for the worse, and it's come to a point where government officials are getting involved. Real quick though, about 90% of you guys aren't subscribed, so if that's you, subscribe. But yeah, back to the video. In a nutshell, Ryan's parents are now being exposed by government officials because of their shady business practices and exploitation of their kids. If you don't already know, Ryan's World is a YouTube channel with almost 40 million subs, 60 billion views, and it's been around for the past 10 years. The whole premise of the channel is the star of the show, Ryan, who practically started appearing in videos before he was born, would play with and review various toys, basing the entire channel off of this concept. The thing is, Ryan is slowly growing up and kind of outgrowing the whole kids content type of videos that the channel is based on. His parents, however, keep forcing him to film content, and they feature him in a lot of their thumbnails even when he doesn't appear in the videos. Another issue comes up when you start thinking about where all the money is going. Like, this kid makes more money in a month than a lot of people make in their entire lifetime. The thing is, he's keeping barely any of it. His parents pocket a lot of the money he makes, and it calls into question whether or not they should actually be doing so, because let's face it, Ryan is carrying the fuck out of them right now. He's the one in front of the camera, he's the one that the viewers relate to. I mean, the whole goddamn channel is named after him, for fuck's sake. Like, give this man his bread, bro.
You're on track to be a teenage billionaire. How much does Ryan get to keep of all this?
Oh, be careful, Ryan.
People recognize me and be like, hey, you're Ryan. I just realized that you're famous.
What's been the biggest sponsorship that you've said no to?
Millions of dollars. We lost revenue of 70%.
I just pushed through.
You're the first creator ever to have a Macy's Day Parade balloon and to have a product in Walmart that sold over $1 billion.
To just go from just a regular immigrant family and then now full-length feature movie, that's a big step.
If like Ryan were to call it quits, what would happen?
What a fucking G, man. Brother's making billion-dollar deals at like 7 years old, dude. Like, that shit's crazy. I do find it a little sus though that the dad gave him like a little warning when the interviewer asked about how much money he's making. But still, I'm sure the whole family is gonna be set for life. That is, unless they go to jail, but we'll get into that in a second. I think it's safe to say that Ryan's parents, who go by the names Cheyenne and Lone, are the ones pulling the strings behind the entire channel. And no matter which way you look at it, they're kind of exploiting their kids to elevate their own lives. But don't get me wrong, I think that you should definitely help support your parents if you start doing extremely well financially, but in Ryan's case, it's not really his choice. Like, the money is just going straight into his parents' pockets. And like, I'm sure they have the best intentions for their kids, but money and power always tend to cloud people's judgment, so it's hard to tell if they're prioritizing their son's happiness and well-being over making as much money as they possibly can. Like, if you go and watch any of Ryan's newer videos, you can tell he's getting a little fed up with everything. He's not the cute, bright-eyed little kid that he used to be. Bro's like 14 years old playing with Barbies and fake dumbbells for a living. I'm sure that's not where he wants to be in life. And like, I'm not the only one noticing all of this. Ryan's World used to get crazy fucking views, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure a couple of their videos even hit 1 billion or 2, but fast forward to today and they're lucky if they hit 100,000. It's literally like the definition of insanity, just doing the same thing over and over, hoping something will change. They did actually end up creating a Ryan's World themed movie, but yeah, that shit flopped hard.
Got us out of Dark Titan's lair. You need us. She has a point.
How's this for a point? I'm the big brother, I know best, and I'm in charge. The twins go home before they get us into any more trouble.
Yikes, dude. I can't believe theaters even showed that shit, to be honest. The whole thing was like a mix between animation and real world acting, but the reviews, holy shit, dude, the reviews were so bad. Very disappointed. This is the worst movie in 2024. This isn't a movie, it's a toy commercial featuring a miserable, enslaved 13-year-old. So yeah, it's safe to say that people really didn't like the movie. Apparently, Ryan wants to be an animator when he grows up, which I guess is why they tried creating an animated movie. But like, I don't get why they're still catering the children. I mean, I get that that's their entire audience, but why not let Ryan create what he wants to create? Surely their audience is growing up just like him. Why not start altering your content to actually match your viewers' aging?
You know, I wanted to be an astronaut, then I wanted to be an NBA player. I'm curious, like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up, I want to be like an animator. I think it's really fun to do because like the drawing, and then like at the end you get to see the whole thing and see what you've like worked on the whole time. and like sometimes I can see like the drafts first, and then after I can see like the full thing, and it's really cool to see how it changes over time.
Like, bro, it seems like he's actually passionate about animating, so like, why don't his parents just let him go for it? They probably have more money than they know what to do with at this point. So I mean, let Ryan retire, get him some animation classes, and let the kid go fucking crazy, dude. At the end of the day, Ryan's world is transformed into this massive corporation type of thing that sole focuses on cranking out content that numbs the minds of all the kids that watch it. It's no longer about some cute little kid having fun playing with random toys. Everything is connected to Ryan, and Ryan is controlled by his parents. Actually, let me take a second and talk about his parents, because from what I've seen, they're not exactly the greatest people on earth. Back in 2002, Ryan's mom, Lone Kaji, was actually arrested for trying to shoplift about $100 worth of clothing.
People have been looking into the family's past, and it turns out that Ryan's mother, Loan Guan, was arrested in 2002 for shoplifting. She was trying to steal around $93 worth of clothing from JCPenney at Alameda Mall in Houston, Texas. Loan was 18 at the time and attending the University of Houston. She faced 60 days in jail, and instead the judge gave her 6 months probation and a $150 fine. She was told that she had to complete 40 hours of community service and complete random drug tests. Pretty lenient. Problem is, Loan did not show up to her community service, she didn't report to her community advisor, nor did she pay for the fees. She was arrested again in 2003 for violating her parole and spent 30 days in jail.
Listen, man, the crime itself honestly isn't that bad. Like, it's not like she killed anyone or anything, but it just goes to show us a little bit more about her character. I think the fact that she decided to completely ignore her community service says more than the actual crime itself. It shows that she gives absolutely no fucks and didn't feel sorry for the shoplifting at all. At the end of the day though, this shit was years and years ago, and it really doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. What matters a little bit more is the fact that Ryan's parents are leeching off of Ryan and effectively stealing all the money he's been making. The biggest thing that makes me feel like something's off about this whole family is that out of all the interviews Ryan has ever done, he's never actually done any of them alone. His parents are always right by his side, sort of guiding the conversation around topics that they don't want to talk about. If Ryan says something that he's not supposed to, the parents are right there to clean up his mess and clarify the quote-unquote mistake that he made. Like, I get that they're trying to protect their brand, but Ryan should be able to have his own voice at the end of the day. I mean, the guy is the face of the richest YouTube channel on earth, and no, I'm not exaggerating at all. In 2018 and 2019, Ryan's World was the highest earning channel out there, pulling in over $20 million from YouTube alone. Keep in mind that doesn't account for merch sales, sponsors, or any other kind of income stream that the channel may have. I mean, like, these guys are fucking loaded, dude. My question is, why keep doing this shit in the first place? Like, you got your bag, bro. It's time to get the fuck out and retire. I know that's what I'd be doing. Like, if I was as breaded as them, you'd never see me again, dude. I really don't understand why his parents are still forcing him to make videos. Like, the only reason I can come up with is because his parents are just greedy little fuckers that seem like they're never gonna be satisfied with anything. You see, the way Ryan's World makes most of their money is through product placement. The toddlers that watch the videos are honestly too stupid to actually tell the difference between an ad and the actual video, so toy advertisers will pay thousands and thousands to have their toys be featured in Ryan's videos. The thing is, the Federal Trade Commission is catching on. The FTC works to prevent fraudulent, deceptive, and unfair business practices, all of which Ryan's World has been doing for years. The FTC actually ended up issuing Ryan's World a warning a couple years back, saying that they needed to make it more clear when they were placing ads in their videos. But just like when Ryan's mom violated her parole, Ryan's parents gave no fucks and continued business as usual. It actually ended up forcing YouTube themselves to pay a $170 million fine due to their involvement in the whole thing. And like, I'm not usually one for conspiracy theories, but that could be one of the reasons that their videos aren't doing as well anymore. I know if I was YouTube and Ryan's World cost me all of this money, I'd be shadow banning the fuck out of their channel. At the end of the day, Ryan's family has all the money they ever need, but for some reason they continue to exploit Ryan, exploit advertising laws, and continue creating shitty kids content whose sole purpose is making them money. I'll let you guys make up your own opinions in the comments, but it's safe to say that bro needs to fucking retire at this point. Holy shit.